Hello, I'm Mike Russell and welcome to AudioGO, one of the first platforms that allows you to advertise your business on digital radio and music streaming platforms such as Pandora, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn, all without speaking to an account executive. You can do it in the dashboard, and to get started, click Create an Account, type in your first name, last name, email, password, and tick to agree to the terms and privacy. Once you've done that, you can log in and get started with your first campaign. Now, the first thing you'll want to do is request an audio ad if you don't have one already, and for a reasonable price within 2 business days, you'll have your script produced with a voice type of your choice and a background track of your choice as well. Once you have the audio ad, up in the top right, you can click Create New Campaign and get started. So I'm going to give the campaign a name first off. I'm going to be advertising my YouTube channel, so that's how I've titled my campaign. And for the budget, minimum can be $250, but I'm going to go for a $500 spend here. On next to the times that I want it to run, I'm going to start it immediately, and I'm going to end it at the end of the month, just here. Once you do this, you'll get the audience guide on the right updating. This is handy as it tells you the potential amount of plays for your audio ad and how many times your audio ad will actually play. Also below, the estimated unique listeners that will hear your audio ad. Next, if you want, you can enable day parting. This is handy if you want to reach an audience listening during the day, say Monday to Friday. So you just click and drag to tick those boxes or individually select dates and times. But for me, I'll hit an audience at all times. Then we upload the audio creative, that audio ad we had produced. That goes up, and once it's uploaded, you'll be able to move on to the next step. This is my 30-second audio ad ready to go. Down here, I highly recommend you switch on to display a creative with your audio ad. This allows you to add up to 3 images, and this is great. So you can upload an image like this, 500 by 500 pixels, a logo, but it's far better to upload images with texts and call to actions just as you would on other advertising platforms. So here I'll add a different dimension, 300 by 600 pixels with a bit of text on, and this one here, 300 by 250 pixels with a big call to action on. And your listeners will see different ads depending on the device or OS they're using. Also, if you display a creative, you get the great opportunity of actually using a URL. So you can actually send your listeners to any place you'd like to. And for me, I'm going to send them to my YouTube channel just by clicking on the creative while they're listening to my ad. The billing reference is here if you want to enter that. If that's important to you, you can. But the really great thing about AudioGO is you can really target your audience across so many platforms and get a really relevant audience listening to your audio ad. So for instance, you can select gender or switch it off if you want both genders. Age groups, so I could say 25 to 54s. I could go for location, and location is super targeted, as I can say states and counties here. I can suggest that I'd like New York to hear my audio ad, and I can go even further than that, and I can say, well, actually, I'd like Westchester in New York to hear my audio ad. And as you can see, Audience Guide is updating all the time with a new potential amount of audio ad plays. Music genre is another great way to target people, either by spoken word or music type. For me, I might say only people listening to electronic music. And once I have that selected, you'll see here a very reasonable potential of 59.7 thousand people will listen, and an estimated amount of unique listeners down below that will actually hear my ad. Now, once you're ready with all of this, you can just click the Schedule Campaign button and you are up and running immediately. It's that simple. Now, I really want to show you how your ongoing statistics look. So here is an audio ad that I created earlier and have had running for some time. So you'll see here in your dashboard, you get to see the progress of your audio ad, exactly how much you're spending at any time in real time updating here, and the amount of days you've got left. You'll also get the amount of ads played. So this is the number of times an ad has been exposed totally or partially here. So a number of impressions. How many unique listeners have listened in here as well, which is pretty amazing. And the listen through rate. Now, most of the platforms you're advertising on don't have skippable ads, so this is pretty high as well. And another metric as well, you get a click-through rate on your display creatives or banners as well. And the possibility to pause or unpause your audio ad at any time at your will, which is super cool. So there you go. You've got started by creating your first account, setting up your first campaign with an audio ad created inside the dashboard. It really is that simple to get started with AudioGO.